Took exception to what you said down in Texas. Now you're going to be seeing Chris in Ontario, California. What do you have to say to that?
Well, I think the Osceola don't know. I love Osceola because it's not he misunderstood what I was saying. What I'm saying about coming back from the wetbacks, I was demonstrating how we were growing and progressing. You know what I mean? Used to be with the Mexican was always a wetback, a fruit picker. You know what I mean? That was not a put down, that's a fact of life. And so what you do is now as it changes and you grow and evolve, I was showing now they got a Mexican which formerly would have been a wetback as the head of CBS Sports Boxing. You know what I mean? Steve Espinoza. You know what I mean? This is what I'm trying to do, but he didn't get it that way. And so I said, forgive him, Father, you know not what he doeth.
And you're going into California, which is a big Mexican-American community, and with those words, do you expect to
No, nobody don't believe that. You know, listen, they come in my office and sit down with a stacked deck. You know what I mean? They say they're going to do one thing and do another. Just recently, they do the same thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't stop, man. You know, you got a fighter that I made champion out of the penitentiary and worked with him, and then he says he wants to put me out of business. You know what I mean? You got to understand something. Muhammad Ali, the greatest that ever was, you know what I mean? Our Foreman, Norton, you know what I mean? Jimmy Young, all of them, they all have come and gone. I'm still here. You know what I mean? Now, what makes you think that a guy that I helped to build, and I ain't never had no argument with him, never had nothing to do that was wrong, but this is what they think. That's what you call scars and wounds of slavery. You know what I mean? This is what we've been taught, to just like each other and whatever it is. In Mexico, I'm a Mexicano, mi casa su casa. You know what I mean? What is he talking about? From Porfirio Diaz to Blanco, you know what I mean? To every leader, Juan Benito Suarez, everyone that was there, you know what I mean? To having presidents coming to my workouts with Julio Cesar Chavez, you know what I mean? So, got the largest gate in history in the Guinness Book of Records, you know what I mean? I'm from Mexico. Azteca Stadium, 132,000 people, 136,000, 132,274 paid. You know what I mean? So he can't tell me, he think he can hurt me with the Mexicans? You know what I mean? Shit. Pancho Villa, Emiliano Zapata. You know what I mean? What are you talking about, man? You know what I mean? These are the brothers fighting for the peons, fighting for the people of Mexico, the greatest country in the world, working along with each one, mandating and fighting for those who are underprivileged and the poor. So it's a thing here, he's just saying things as a young fighter would do, and you have to put it in a tribute to what it is. I love him, you know what I mean? He's a great fighter, he's a good guy, you know what I mean? And he misconstrued, because never would my intent to be any type of way to be a slur to a Mexican. How am I going to be a slur to anybody being a black American? An African American who's been enslaved, castigated, pillaged, rumbled, raped, pillaged, hung, burned at the stake live. You know what I mean? How am I going to have the audacity, the temerity to look down and say to my Mexican brother that, that he's inferior and I'm superior? Come on. You know what I mean? That don't work. You know what I mean? You can do that with some people, but that don't work here. You know what I mean? Because I took all the Mexican fighters and made them heroes, and that's why now the Latin fighters all look to come. The Mexican fighter comes to fight me. You know what I mean? So I had them all. So therefore, they can't do nothing like that. But the idea of it is, I'm just sorry that he misconstrued it. You know what I mean? And so for whatever it was worth, if he thought I did anything that was wrong, hey, sorry, man. I apologize. You know what I mean? But you absolutely misconstrued and misunderstood what I was saying. Better for you to say no comprende, no comprende.
Okay.